will be joined by another set of junior anchors who are going to have a turn in interviewing us and asking us a couple of questions, and we'll see where it goes. And for now, we have
Chinedu Mmaduneme from Lord Zulu Academy.
And
Moyinoluwa Adio from Lead British International School.
You're welcome to Daybreak. So,
I'm tensed.
You should not be. But then honestly, I'm so stoked to hear the questions that we have for them. So take it away. We'd like to hear you ask us a couple of questions and see how it goes. Go ahead.
Okay,
Shiva.
so the first question I would like to ask you is in regards to your job as a journalist. And I would like to ask if you made the decision to become a journalist while you were still in school.
Well, when you say still in school, in secondary school, I actually was a science student, and I started off as a science student. I proceeded to the university and started studying pharmacy. And then I had a point of realization with, the inspiration from my father, who is a journalist as well, and I switched to journalism, and that is how I found the love for journalism.
So I take it that it's not really always what you study in school.
Absolutely.
In school that you get
Absolutely. Things can change, interests can change, passion can change. So life is very dynamic, but then you would have to critically think about things when you're going into it, especially when it comes to something that you're willing to do for a really long stretch. And I absolutely love journalism now.
All right, thank you. And on to her. I'd like to ask you, do you experience any challenges in your career as a journalist?
Yes, I do. All career paths, everything in life comes with challenges. But as a journalist, yes, we do experience some certain level of challenges. I'm sure you see stories about, press freedom. Journalists wanting freedom to put out the right information out there at all times. So yes, we do experience that. We do experience bottlenecks from agencies and some government agencies who wouldn't want to speak with you or give you the right information to put out there for your audience. I know there was a point in my career where I had to interview a spokesperson just because I needed to put out the correct information, and he said him being a spokesperson doesn't mean he should speak. So that made my story one-sided, where I tried to find a way to balance it. There's also balancing motherhood and journalism. There's also trying to balance out your stories and make it, factual. Trying to get information is one of the major challenges. There's also bullying and attacks on journalists. So all of those happen. I've also experienced bullying as well, where I was thrown tear gas at because I went to cover a protest, but that didn't stop me. So it always made me to realize that this is a career path I want to follow. It all comes with challenges, but at the end of the day, what matters is the joy in putting out the right information out there.
Thank you. I guess there are challenges with every career path.
Indeed.
Absolutely. All right, Rui, what questions do you have for us today?
Okay, so I'm starting with you.
Thank you. Okay.
What inspired you to become a journalist?
I would say there are a couple of inspirations. First off, I would give a huge shout out to my father, because he was a huge part of me being a journalist. He's an amazing journalist as well, and that really inspired me in being a journalist. Second off, the ability to access information, the ability, to understand what is going on in the world, the ability to disseminate information, to educate people, so that in itself gives me joy, inspired me to understand what journalism is, to go into journalism and hopefully thrive in journalism as well. So yeah, those are the things that really inspired me when it comes to journalism. And we should always remember that journalists are the watchdog of the community. So in keeping accountability, that in itself would inspire you to make sure that you try as much as possible and input your own quota in shaping the society.
That's really fascinating.
Thank you very much.
Okay, next on.
Okay.
What fun do you have while you're working as a journalist?
Oh, a lot of fun. First of all, one major fun I had while working as a journalist was seeing a spokesperson shine away from talking. It was very funny. Then you also have moments like this on set with your colleagues. you know, and also the joy of, the exciting joy of putting out an information there that you knew that nobody knows about or nobody has heard before. Another thing that gives me that joy and satisfaction is educating people. I've always wanted to be a teacher growing up, and journalism, I found that as another path to that. So I always want to put out the right information out there, make it as educative as possible, and make sure people learn something from it. So the beauty of it is getting feedback that, oh, this thing she said, I learned something from it. That is one joy and fulfillment I go home with at the end of the day, every day being a journalist.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah, sure.
You mentioned that you wanted to be a teacher. Then how did you end up being a journalist?
Well, I wanted to be so many things growing up. I wanted to be an actress.
As all children.
As all
yes,
children.
absolutely.
So I wanted to be an actress. I even went for a couple of auditions. My mom was a teacher, and she is still a teacher. And the joy she has from seeing her children pass examinations is something I wanted to share in. So I did apply, you know, for some jobs teaching while I was still a journalist. I started off really early, still in the university. That was when I started practicing. So, but even at that, I had not gotten that level of satisfaction I needed because I wasn't in the right path, I would say, as a journalist. You have to find your niche and your angle as a journalist.
Absolutely.
So I just started off and I had not found that yet. So I started looking for a teaching job here and there, and I realized that, no, I think I still want to talk for a living. So I got a job at a radio station, and that was where I found my niche. That was where I realized that I could still teach and make the positive impact I want to. I could do a fact check on something and put it out there and educate people and get the feedback. That's still giving satisfaction.
That's really amazing.
Thank you.
Well, I think we should turn the tables
Yes,
a bit.
please.
Yes, we should turn the table. I would like to start with you. Would you like to be a journalist?
My point of view, based on what I'm studying in school, which is science, and I'm probably going into medicine and surgery, I would say not, because as a person, I'm very computer inclined and technology inclined. So, in the field of journalism, I would rather be behind the cameras rather than in front of the cameras.
So what fascinates you about the medical field?
The medical field, well, its complexity and its very fragileness, but very, very intricate on how you're dealing with the human body and how someone's life is really in your hands. It's not like it gives me any pressure or anything, just gives me that determination to save a life.
Okay, all right. Absolutely.
Beautiful. I like that.
Absolutely.
I like that. Well, let's come to you. What would you want to be a journalist in future? You seem quite chatty. I'm seeing you in that journalism.
Even though she seems a little bit quiet,
but she has that punch to it.
Exactly.
So yeah, would you love to be a journalist in future?
I've never really thought of it that way because, as he said, I'm also really into medicine because I love the fact that you can heal people. My aunt is actually really inspiring me, but who knows, maybe I'll become a journalist in the future.
Yeah, maybe a health journalist.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's still in the same direction.
All right. That was absolutely amazing to have both of you here in celebration of Children's Day. And I hope you have a wonderful day ahead. Enjoy the day. Have some fun. You know, mingle around with friends and family. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
It was our pleasure. All right, that's all we have for this segment.